Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This video does not relate to any idol's personal life and all the incidents mentioned are truly fictional. A very elegant lady walked in the corridor lane of Queen Shinjam Corporation's beautiful building while click-clacking her pencil heels on the glass floor. All the visible heads bowed down one after other in her respect as she walked past them. She marched towards her office while carrying a very cold aura around her. This person is none other than the very talented and hardworking CEO Shin YN. She sat on her chair like a queen and found her softy come handsome secretary of 2 years already standing in front of her. "Mr. Kim, what's the schedule for today?" she asked in a cold stern voice. "Miss Ryan, today you have two back-to-back meetings from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and after that your schedule is clear." "Okay, you may leave now," she said while typing something on her desktop. They bowed down to her and walked out of her office. After he completely disappeared, Ryan picked up her phone and checked if she got some message from home. "Ryan, little princess is crying very much after you left for office. Please Ajuma, manage her for now. I have two very important meetings today. They will get over at 5, so be ready at 4:30 and I'll send my driver to bring you both here." "Okay." After reading the last message, you kept your phone away. Time skipped to 15 minutes before first meeting. They entered the office room after knocking and said, "Miss Ryan, it's almost time. We should proceed towards the conference room." She hummed and stood from her seat and walked towards the meeting room, followed by they. All the people were already seated on their seats and were waiting for their boss to start the meeting as soon as she came. Ryan entered the room with Taehyung behind her and the meeting started. After 2 hours, it ended smoothly without any obstacle, and it was time for the second meeting. The presenters of few company entered and bowed to her while she just nodded with a straight face, being very professional. The meeting started, and one by one, each company presented their work. They all sat back on their seats, and it was time for decision now. Everyone presented there had eyes on you, waiting for you to announce your decision, as this will give a huge profit and popularity to their companies. You released a deep sigh and looked at Tae before asking, "I want to hear Mr. Kim's view on this." Taehyung stood up on his seat and said with respect, "Ma'am, I think we should ask the presenters to work again on it." As he said that, few presenters stood up from their seat while banging the table without letting Taehyung complete his words. "Miss Ryan, why are you leaving this important decision on a mere stupid secretary?" "Miss, he's the CEO or you. Why are you even asking him?" "Sorry to say this, Miss Ryan, your secretary is not eligible for this decision. I don't know why even you allowed to let him sit in this meeting room when we high post people are present." "Stop!" you shouted as all of them shut their mouth with your one roar. Your gaze softened as you looked at Tae, who was looking down with sadness, gulping the drink of disrespect without saying anything. You again looked at the people who disrespected him and said while glaring the soul out of them, "Do you even try to listen him? He was trying to say we should reconsider your project because your market strategy, product planning and time managing is a total flop. But by now, you should forget the idea of getting a second chance." Their eyes widened in shock as losing this deal means life or death to them. They lose all of their companies if they lose the deal with Queen Shinjam Corporation. "No, Miss Ryan, please forgive us." Yes, we will even apologize to Mr. Kim, but ma'am, please don't cancel the project," they said with begging and pleading voice, but you replied with your most bitchy mode. "This is obvious, man. You have to apologize to him, and at the same time, the deal is also out of your hands." You stood up from your seat while continuing, "And I'll make sure you won't get any deal after this. You all are over. With that, she walked out of the room without minding their pleadings, while Taehyung watched her every step with his bright eyes shining with tears on the edge. How she stood for him, how she didn't let them disrespect him, and how she destroyed them for talking to him like that. She didn't even mind giving up her deal for him. He was overwhelmed by this fact because nobody did that for him. He was always left alone because of being soft and kind. People always took advantage of him because of his innocence, but today he felt warmth in his heart by your words, by your action, and by your secret action which you didn't intend to depict, but he understood all of it. Meanwhile, you entered your cabin with eyes red in rage, but it all subsided as you saw the 1-year-old mini you sitting on the couch, eating and nibbling on the cushions arranged beautifully, but it was her moment of joy to destroy them. She looked up at you when you intentionally made your heels tick tick sound to gain her attention as she giggled afterwards because she loved the sound. You smiled softly to her and told Ajuma to leave now. You went near your toddler and picked her up in your arms as she wiggled happily, giving so much trouble to her mom handling her. You knew she has got the rebellious gene from you, and you also knew how to deal with her all tantrums and whinings. You took her in your customized secret room inside your cabin. You closed the door and sat on bed with her lying on your lap. You started to her while speaking soothing words. My baby cried when Mama went for work, huh? Ajuma told me Tanny cried so much, but Tanny is a good girl, right? Then why my baby did that? She looked at you with her innocent eyes and tried to drink the milk hastily, showing that she was hungry. Yeah, don't try your acting over here, showing puppy eyes and hungry attitude. I very well know why you wanted to come here. With that, she giggled and you playfully patted her bum while chuckling afterwards. You both had some mother daughter moment, and after some time, you said, okay, the little devil is full. Now she will trouble Mama again, right? With that, you erected your clothes and stood up with her in your arms and came outside. She said with a broken language, no, Tenny, your tete is busy now. You can't meet him. You playfully said and watched her expression turning happy to weird, pouty crying face, and she started crying out loud. Such a drama queen. It was almost her daily routine to come to your office just for that one person. And now you knew what would happen next. The door of the cabin burst open, revealing a heavily breathing Taehyung that wasn't even new to you. He came running, listening her cries. Taehyung hastily came near your table and picked up the crying, chubby goofball who stopped the instant she went in her favorite person's arms. Taehyung hugged her near his chest and planted so many kisses on her head and cheeks while saying, oh, my Tenny, no crying baby. See, Tete came now, stop crying. But why my cute princey cried? He asked with a pout, and your naughty princess replied in a baby language, making your eyes wide by her words. She said, pointing fingers to you like you are some culprit. You closed your mouth, which opened due to shock, and looked here and there, trying to process your betrayer's words. You scoffed and looked at Taehyung, who was looking at you with cute angry pout, making you giggle internally. You come with me, Tenny. We will play, okay? She clapped happily as she became happy with what he said and went with him. You watched them going to the couch in the cabin itself, and they started to play, forgetting the whole world around them. You noticed his every action, from coming running to your cabin to take so much care of Tanny. You thought, why even he do that? She is your daughter and she has nothing to do with him. But still, that man is always on his toes to do anything for her, and that's what is attracting you towards him from a year. You never noticed him before. He was just a mere employee in your company, but after the birth of Tenny, You were so messed up, you have to look after your baby and also the huge empire you created. You used to bring her to your company from the start, as there was no nanny to look after her. One such incident is one day she was out of control and was crying as hell. You were trying to handle her, feeding, roaming, caressing, kissing, but still she kept on crying out loud. It brought tears in your eyes as you were not able to see her that situation. 3 months old baby turned red while crying so hard that at some point even her voice was not audible. Who choked on again and again. The whole office was on earthquake as Tenny's voice was echoing in the whole building, and everyone was hurrying here and there giving you some or the other advice to calm her down, but still there was no use. You were about to rush to hospital when a boy in his 20s with glasses on came to you timidly and asked, Ma'am, can I try once? He asked while stuttering, but you were already so irritated that you burst on him. Is my daughter looking like an experimenting thing to you? He hung his head low when you sighed and tried to calm your anger. You thought to give a last try. Okay, tell, what should I do? You asked for his advice, but instead he forwarded his hand cowardly to take the baby in his arms. He was not sure that will you give your high standard daughter in his poor middle class hands, but you were not the one to mind any kind of divisions of the society on the basis of money, and you gave your daughter carefully in his arms. He caressed her back while time to time whistling to calm her down. You scoffed seeing this as you already tried all of this. You were again about to burst out on him, but he sat with Tenny on the couch and started to remove a layer of cloth as she was wearing double. You watched this action as he again stood up and went near the window, letting the slow breeze to make way in your cabin. He again started to kiss Tenny's back, and to your surprise, her cries slowed down to sobs, and in no time she slapped on his shoulder. Your mouth opened wide as you wondered how he did that. When you made sure that she was in her deep slumber, you took her from his arms inside your personal bedroom. You came out and sat on your chair while he was still standing in front with head hung low. You asked with surprise in your voice, how you did that? Oh, ma'am, baby was suffocated. She needed some air. Oh, okay. How you knew that? Do you have a child? He widened his doe eyes and shook his head innocently while still keeping his eyes down. I'm not married, ma'am. I did babysitting. Which department? Market strategy, ma'am. Okay, you can leave now. He bowed to you and was about to go when you again stopped him and asked, wait, what's your name? My name? My name Kim Taehyung, ma'am. Mr. Kim, I see. Next time don't stutter in front of me. He bowed and quickly ran out of your office, making you chuckle slightly. He's cute though. Cute guy with cute glasses. Poor man was so scared of me. And that's how it all started. It almost became Tenny's daily routine to pass her time with Taehyung. You gave him the post of your secretary as it was vacant so that he can work under you and your daughter can also get to be with him. But you didn't realize that in all this, you started to develop some kind of emotions for him. Maybe they were just attraction or some true feelings. You were confused about that from few months, but now things are getting more clearer to you. Few days later, you entered your company and straight went to medical room. Medical room? Why? Because after parking your car when you were walking to your company, you had a little accident as you were engrossed in the file in your hand. A speeded car passed by you, making you fell down, and your foot got injured and it's bleeding now. So you are sitting in the medical room. The news of CEO getting injured spread in the whole company like a wildfire, and it reached his ears too. You were waiting for the nurse to come as she has not arrived yet. Early in the morning, but you got surprised as you saw someone entering with a third while panting heavily. You looked up to see your only secretary Kim Taehyung being worried as it felt like he ran here like his life depended on you. He was so worried listening that you got into an accident and you're bleeding. He looked around to see there was no one to nurse your injury and saw that there was not enough medic present there. So he came to you who was sitting on the stretcher and he picked you up in bridal style in front of all the employees. Your heartbeat stopped by his touch, and you were astounded by his move as all the people were watching this. You whispered with wide eyes while gritting your teeth, along with your mixed emotions, to command him so that he can put you down. Mr. Kim, what are you doing? Put me down right now. But he didn't listen any of your words and proceeded towards your cabin, letting even those people see who didn't watched it and missed it. It was like he pulled a whole show from the medical room to your cabin, taking you in his arms in front of 100 to 200 employees, whereas you hid your face in his chest due to embarrassment. You both entered the cabin and he placed you on the couch, bringing the kit to first aid your wound while scolding you with so much care and love in his voice. Where were your eyes? How can you be so careless? The accident was little and you got so much injured. What if the accident was big? What would have happened then? Do you have any idea about that? I know your eyes would have been on some file or on your phone. You don't think about the people connected to you. If something happened to you, what would Tenny do without you? What would this company do without you? What will I? He stopped as he realized what he was about to say and looked here and there to subside his anger cause his heart was almost about to come out when he got the news of you getting injured. You kept looking at him with a little smile the whole time and he further continued to bandage you with silence. When he was done, he stood up and was about to leave, but he stopped when you held his wrist and gave him the shock of his life when you spoke. Would you like to be Tenny's Appa? You asked with a smile and he immediately looked at you with his shock-ridden face. He looked with the expression to ask that what you just said now is true. So you nodded lightly and watched his tears flowing down. Would you accept me? Why I won't? I'm nowhere in comparison to you, and Tenny and you deserve someone better and more reliable. I'm not even near your standard. I'm just a middle-class employee who is a complete nerd. People will laugh on you because of me, like they always do. And moreover, you should not spoil your life with me. I will always care for Tenny. You don't need to worry. He was speaking continuously and you were irritated by the fact that he thinks so low of himself, so you shut his mouth by kissing on his cheeks. You speak too much, Mr. Kim. Why you think so degraded of yourself? And in my eyes, you're the most reliable person ever. Talking about standard, that thing doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters is my daughter's happiness and my happiness. You're not a nerd. Ask me, who adore you in 1,000 ways. You're the most handsome man in the world, both by heart and by face. And it's the fault in their eyes that they can't see your personality. And the people you're talking about, I really don't care about them, who degrade a woman because her husband left her. I don't care about this society who didn't think of a mother and her baby, but about the faults in them because the men left them. I will do what my heart wants, and don't you dare think that I'm doing this just for my daughter. I'm doing this for myself. I want you, Kim Taehyung, because I love you. I'm loving you for a long time, and I know you have something for me in your heart. Please accept me. I want to make memories with you because I see my future with you. I want you to rise in my love, rise with me together. Would you? Before you could speak further, the cabin door opened and there came the little happiness of your both's life. Taehyung went and took her in his arms from the nanny and she went away. He came near the couch to you and sat there with Tenny on his lap. Tenny, tell your mommy to recover fast, cause limping mommy won't look good in the wedding video. He giggled afterwards, and it took some moments for you to understand that he agreed. You became so excited, and in excitement you stood up from the couch, but immediately hissed in pain, as you totally forgot that you got hit some time ago. But to your good luck, you landed on Taehyung's lap. Your face turned red in embarrassment. You looked behind to ask for sorry, but his next sentence took you by surprise. Mommy, it's okay, this place belongs to you. You can take a seat whenever you want. It's the end of the story, guys, and there will be no bonus part. And if you want one, you should comment down below. Maybe I think of doing. The title of the story was given by my friend to me, so I did of doing this after almost 1 year. If you like it, please like, share, comment. Thanks for watching, guys.